If this capsule history of our progress teaches us anything, it is that man in his quest for knowledge and progress is determined and cannot be deterred. The exploration of space will go ahead, whether we join in it or not. And it is one of the great adventures of all time. And no nation which expects to be the leader of other nations can expect to stay behind in this race for space. Go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
Yo everyone, and welcome to Reentry, a spaceflight simulator that puts you into the cockpits of a Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo capsule, and even the lunar lander. And yes, you can land on the moon in this game. I first tried this game a while ago when it first came out, and even though it was done very well back then, the updates since have given it new life and streamlined a lot of the game. For this video, we're going to be strapped into a Mercury capsule and we're going to take our Mercury exam, which I believe is a full suborbital mission. But before we do that, I want to show you a little bit more of what Reentry has to offer. Not only are all the cockpits in the game fully operational, but the game gives you numerous flight manuals for every capsule, from the Mercury, Gemini, Apollo, and the lunar module flight manual. And on top of that, you can actually walk around the Mercury and Apollo mission control rooms, and there are accompanying guides for those as well. And yes, there is multiplayer where one person or even a group of people can be in mission control while you're in the capsule. So that opens up a ton of cool possibilities down the road. For the first few episodes, I think we're just going to do the final exams for each of the academy sections. But then once we get through those, I really want to bust in these campaigns. Maybe even do the landing on the moon. Like, these are pretty cool and they have tons of background, a lot of history behind what you're doing and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be really, really cool. But without further ado, let's get this exam done. All right, we're loading into Orion 1 here up on the pad, which is, if you saw from the start, that's what I named my capsules, Orion 1. And here we go. We start the exam. We're T-minus 5 minutes on the pad. So let's take a quick look. We got the erector moving away from the rocket. Very cool. All right, welcome to the full mission lesson. This will take you to suborbital flight with a retrograde burn and a splashdown in the Atlantic. It is important to first check the mission pad after you ingress the cockpit. Do now using M. Okay. Use the final checks checklist for launch. Use the timescale if you want, which I probably won't, but we'll see. This lesson will guide you through mission launch, reentry, and splashdown. You will use all that you've learned in previous lessons together with the checklist used by real astronauts. Launch time is July 1st, 1961 at 8 o'clock p.m., which I think that's not too long after Alan Shepard's flight in Freedom 7. So maybe we're going to be the second American in space here. It's kind of cool. Briefing. We will ingress 5 minutes before launch. The capsule is in the ingress state. All the final checklist is sent pre-retro, retro, reentry, and landing. Okay, there's launch. I assume that's apoapsis and then splashdown. Alright, let's get this going because we don't have a whole lot of time to get the capsule ready here. So we'll run this checklist. Launch control. We are ready for launch. Sometimes it takes a couple clicks. Suit temp, cabin temp, interior temp, all set to 3. Check, check, and check. Make sure we're on UHF. That is a check. Perform a radio check. Sirius will read you 5x5 on UHF. Roger that. Verify time 0 button is cover removed. That time 0, if the clock doesn't start running on its own, I can pull the fuse and it will start the timer, which is kind of a last minute check. All right, so let's make sure that we're on bat 1. We'll check the other batteries too real quick. They all look ready to go. All right, so let's arm the squibs. And we'll arm the retrojets. Okay, I think we're in a configuration ready for liftoff. The checklist went a little bit quicker than I thought, but and this being an exam, there won't be failures per se, although you can turn those on. Okay, I didn't know if Mission Control had some messages for me or not. But yeah, there are missions where you can have failures on. I may do some of those in the future. Kind of like one-off missions where we have failures on to see if I can like cope with, you know, electrical system going down or a battery dying or something like that. But this being an exam, there's no failures, just to make sure that I know the checklists and kind of where things are and the sequence of things. But at this point, we're kind of waiting for liftoff. Speaking of that, I am going to get the Ascent checklist ready to go, which is, I mean, it's pretty straightforward here. We're just monitoring systems, aka the abort light, the isolated battery, which is our backup in case stuff really hits the fan, if you get what I mean. Cabin pressure up here. So that will go right about here between 5.5 and 6 as we ascend. Because that down here at sea level, you get pretty high cabin pressure, but obviously that fluctuates once you go higher in the atmosphere. And then the rest of it's just monitoring electrical systems. And then at engine cutoff, if Redstone rocket launch, which we are in, start Redstone Ascent checklist. All right, we're at T-minus 60 seconds. Let's do this. I'm liking the music. Get one last look out here. It's a nice day in Florida today, in Cape Canaveral. Got some other pads over there. I don't know if you can see 39A and B from if they even rendered here or not. Cool. All right, let's take our seat. T-minus 30 seconds. Everything else looks good. I will keep this up, maybe. Oh. Oh. 3, 2, 1. Umbilical disconnect. We're off the pad. Clock is running. Clock started. Here we go. All right. G's are rising. We're starting to pitch down range. Electrical systems are looking good. Double check the isolated battery, make sure we're not pulling power from that. We are not, so that's good. All right, is there anything else I need to check? AC voltage. AC voltage is holding steady. Cabin pressure is dropping. And we are pitched more downrange. Perfect. And for a suborbital launch, we should hit about just over 3 Gs, roughly. Okay, just one last pass through all the systems. Electrical's looking good. Cabin pressure still dropping. Temperature looks good. Oxygen supplies look good. G's are good. All right, I'm just gonna clear that checklist now and get ready for the next step here.
Is holding at 5.5. Cabin holding at 5.5. I understand. Cabin holding at 5.5.
That's a TE plus 110. Okay, so we about 45, 50 seconds. Cabin pressure is holding, as you heard on the radio call. Electrical systems, isolated battery still good. Main is good. AC voltage is holding steady. So at T plus 10 and 20 seconds after MECO. So we are 10 seconds away from that, I believe. Well, it says approximately. Okay. We're at engine cutoff, a little bit before T minus or T plus 210, so we're about 20 seconds. And it should do it automatically as long as systems are working. And then 50 seconds after tower jettison. Got it. Tower jettison.
Tower jettison green.
All right, so we're just waiting for capsule set. Capsule set. Roger that. All right, auto retrojet's coming to off. And then we gotta clear the fuse, which is over here. And then the emergency one. I forget which one it is. Yeah, that one. Okay. Start orbital checklist. Roger that. Capsule is rotating for reentry. Orbital checklist. We get a nighttime view of Florida. And there's our booster. Oh, it's very dark. There we are. Oh, that's such a cool shot. All right, back. We got work to do. DC selector, main, roger. Landing bags are off. I don't think we want the landing bags off. Retro delay to norm. Emergency retro fuse. Retro sequence. Emergency drogue deploy to off. All right. Beautiful. Welcome to space. As it's just orbital flight, visibly brief. Retro's only a couple minutes away. Feel free to explore using RCS and enjoy the view. We can prepare retro using the pre-retro checklist. Roger that. Pre-retro checklist. That's probably just a slight correction on the orbital plane. Approximately 30 minutes before retro time. Cabin temp to cold. Well, I mean, I don't... This is actually a good question. Do I need to do all this? Approximately 15 minutes before retro time. Hang on. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. T minus... Okay. Suit to 7. Roger that. Okay. Roger. Roger. Emergency retro sequence fuse to on. Just use the emergency checklist. Oh god, okay. Retros are firing. Okay, that was quick. Well, hopefully all this is good. We're doing this the fast way. All right. I think we just burned our retros back. Jettison retros will be happening soon. External. Yeah, I won't be able to see it though. Oh man, this is going quickly. Okay. Cross check altitude, fire retro, amber. Fire retro tell light green once completed. Start reentry checklist. Reentry checklist. Fire retro, green. Auto retro switch to arm. Clear all. Run. There we go. Okay. So that's over here. Retrojet fuse on. All the fuses are. Okay. We had a slight retro attitude correction there. Monitor altitude 2.5 G. Okay, so that's when we start hitting the atmosphere. It's doing some attitude corrections here. Okay. Alright. So I think we're okay right now. So we're just waiting for the 0.5 G, which means we're starting to slow down. There's Orion 1. Oh, that looks really cool. Electrical systems still look good. Oxygen is good. Cabin pressure is good. Okay, yeah. That's just... Okay, we've hit 0.5 G, so we are deaccelerating. Retros are jettisoned. I probably should... Oh, we are... Okay. Start landing checklist. Oh, man. You can't go external for this. Emergency droog on. Okay, that's all on. Check drogue deployment. I'm checking the radio settings. Pressure regulation handle pull. What's our altitude? So below 10,000 feet, we depressurized. All right. Landing bag telelight. At 20,000 feet, we should have drogue. Oh man, okay. All right. Drogue deploy. Confirm drogue deploy. Ugh. What's beeping at me? What's beeping at me? Retro 1, okay. Next will be the main chute, roger that. So at 10,000 feet, we gotta pull the depress. UHF DF switch. Main is out, you're not slowly descending, okay. Perfect. Main chute. Okay, landing bags are deployed. Not sure what that was, just came off. All right, we are at 10,000. I'm going to yank the depress here soon. Okay, I was pressing the wrong one. Wow, that was intense. Okay, UHF DF switch to RT. I think that's what I was missing there. Yep, okay, we're good there. After impact, ACSS, words. ASCS AC bus switch to off. Okay, so that's after we hit the water, which we are close to. All right, man, that came at me fast, but we made it. All right, maybe I can speed it up a little bit so we can. Oh no, maybe it doesn't work when you're actually flying. Okay. Everything else is looking good. Photo light switch to off, which I believe... Cabin lights... Photo lights to off, or they're already off. Alright, we should be hitting the water here soon. All power's looking good. I wonder why the jettisoning of the retros didn't happen automatically. I thought this would actually do it by itself, but maybe not. Alright, we're almost to splashdown. Oh man, we're right there. And splashdown. All right. That to off. Photo light switch is off. And we're good to go. We did it. Feel free to continue playing. We're not sinking into the ocean here, are we? Orion 1 is in the water. Awesome. Splashdown, welcome home. Well, guys, hopefully I didn't do too bad. That stuff came at me a lot quicker than I was expecting, but those tutorial things before the actual exam are actually very helpful, so I definitely recommend going through them and yeah, kind of learning the systems, because I knew where to look for things, but just kind of doing it faster. But yeah, maybe we'll do some, if you want to see some missions, or if you want to see me doing some random failure missions, let me know down in the comments. But that's my first episode of Reentry. Thank you, and look out for our Gemini episode. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one.